G'day guys, Mark from TaT the Automotive Technician. Today I'd like to introduce you to a new app that's been put onto our website. It's going to help make your diagnostic process a lot easier. What's it called? Let's start on the home page there. You're quite familiar with this, of course. Let's scroll down a little bit to diagnostic programs. Once we're in diagnostic programs, we just keep going down a little bit into the web apps area. See this over here? Come down and it's called Circuit Trainer. Now it's got beginner, intermediate, and if we scroll down to advanced, let's just have a basic look at, I don't know, let's start this one over here, System 3, Sensors and Inputs. Click on that guy there. Gives us a nice picture to work on. Now up the top here it says the fault diagnosis challenge. A random fault has been injected. Use your digital voltmeter to diagnose it. The symptom: multiple warning lights on the dash, engine runs very rough, several fault codes are stored. Now here's the diagnosis that we can select from. Of course we're not doing that just yet, but that's what we select from. Now what we do is we get our voltmeter. First of all, let's get our ground lead down to here. You see the little dots there, the yellow dots, that's where we connect to. Now, what was the multiple warning lights on the dash? It runs very rough. Now, I would personally go to my 5 volt reference, my TPS, and I'm reading 12, oh, that's not good, 12 volts at the multimeter on a 5 volt reference, or a 5 volt rail. That's not right, is it? And let's have a look at our output there. I'm changing the throttle position here. So I've got my foot on the accelerator. It's a throttle position sensor, keep in mind. And I'm moving it backwards and forwards. And I've certainly got a short there, somewhere from 12 volts. Most likely my regulator over here, as it says, converts 12 volts to 5 volts reference. Now, that's not healthy in my books. So I suggest, I guess it'd still be 12 volts over there. Let's have a look at our diagnostic list. Oh, that's interesting. Something to consider. ECM chassis ground open. I didn't even check that, you know. Let's go over here, do a voltage drop test. And we've got 12 volts there. We've got 12 volts. And on our ground, our sensor ground, we shouldn't have 12 volts, should we? So there's clearly a voltage drop. That's a good observation there. I should have picked up on that one. Where was it? The chassis ground open. I believe that might be it. Let's hit the submit button and see how we go. Yes, I got it right. That's a good feeling to get something right, isn't it? Okay, so that's how you play the game. And of course, if you want a new fault, you can hit that there. If you've got the key on there, you can change your throttle position over here, and it gives you a bit of a result down here. Attempted on my first try. Yes, I got it right. So let's go backwards, and I haven't played with these advanced ones, so forgive me if I get them wrong. Let's go communication. We're now in the advanced area, and we're having a look at a CAN bus fault. Now, what I did notice is a good idea is to have a look at it without a fault injected. So practice mode over here, and I'm just going to have a look and see what it looks like. You can see that it's being activated. The ignition switch is turned on. I'm going to hook up my oscilloscope and have a look. I'm going to hook that down to the ground. Channel 2, doesn't matter where I'm going to put it at the moment. You can see channel 2 is working correctly. And channel 2, or CAN high and CAN low, appear to be working correctly. Now I can go into the fault mode and select, we can have a look at the various faults that are there. And we've got the symptom is an ABS and stability control warning lights are on. Traction control has been disabled. Multiple communication faults. So, first of all, let's see if we've got any communication whatsoever. We'll put channel 1 up here. Put our ground down to here, and we'll hit the scope, of course. That guy there. Scroll up a fraction. And that will be channel 1. We'll turn the key on. We've got no signal here whatsoever. Notice it's also going down to 0. So do I have power? So let's go to our multimeter. And we'll go up to here to confirm that we have 12 volts. Key on. DC volts. We've got our voltage there. So I'm not concerned about voltage. Let's go to ignition off. Just check our terminating resistors. And we are ohms, 120 ohms. Goodness me, that's no good, is it? Now only one would be open, of course. If they were both open, we wouldn't have any reading at all. We've got 120, which means one of them is out. And maybe I can come down to here, 0.3, 0.7, 1. Okay, let's try the top half now. 0.3. Oh, that doesn't look right, does it? No. So maybe it's the BCM side of things. That might be where the terminating resistor is faulty. I'm wondering if there's a short between 240 ohms. That's interesting. That's in series, isn't it? How did that happen? Maybe there's a short between these guys here. The TCM. No, that looks all right. It's in series somewhere along the line. Is it the high line or the low line? Okay, I'm thinking that there is a short on the high line. What is that telling me? 240, it's in series. 120 plus 120 is 240. Is that possible? CAN high shorted to CAN low at TCM connector. I'm going to give that a shot. Submit. And we're still wrong. CAN high open between TP. That's what's happened. That's what caught me out. Okay, so if this is open through here, then obviously we're getting a series circuit. So 120 ohms plus 120 ohms comes back to our connector here. So there's an open in here. What a great little trick. So this is real world stuff, guys. It's fantastic. Just shows I need plenty of practice too. Use this, become familiar with it, get your head around it, because there's lots of little tricks in there that's going to help us in the real world. What a fantastic app that's been added to our website. I've had a bit of a play at all the different levels, and it's given me more confidence in testing procedures. So have a look at the website, make sure you're up to date with all the changes that are taking place. It's getting better and better all the time. So till we catch up with one another on another video, this is Mark signing off from TaT. I'll catch you later.